Hi, and welcome to Hatha Vida. I'm Tanya, and today we're going to be practicing a single pointed concentration. This is also known as shamatha in the Tibetan Buddhist lineage. And the purpose of it is to basically gain focus, to gain clarity, to gain single pointed attention in our daily lives. And we cultivate it by first putting it in practice in meditation, by keeping our mind in an object that is of higher good. We always want to think of the highest thing because our mind is like putty. It molds itself into what we're keeping our attention to. And so it's really important that the objects that we choose are objects that have higher good. So it could be like a teacher or an inspiring figure, or it could be like on a mantra or a word or something else that really elevates your heart, that really elevates your mind. And the other one thing we want to keep in mind when practicing single point of concentration is that our mind is always moving from one extreme to the extreme of dullness, sleepiness, and to the other extreme of a chattery mind, a mind that is always busy and streaming away into a story. And what we're going to practice here is catching the minds when our moment is moving between these two extremes and bringing it back to our object of attention over and over again. And not getting frustrated when we catch our mind going away. In fact, we want to be able to pat ourselves in the back when we catch it because our mind is going to recognize that as like, oh, good, I caught it, let me bring it back. And the more we do that, then our mind starts to get used to, okay, I'm supposed to stay in this object. Let me stay a little bit longer and let me see what happens. So that's what we're going to be practicing. So let's go ahead and get started. Sit in a comfortable position. I'm sitting on a cushion with my hips are a little bit higher than my knees. You can also do this sitting on a chair or laying down if you like, as long as you don't lay down in a way you usually go to sleep. And then rest your hands on your legs or one on top of the other, and then close to your navel. And then start to bring your spine nice and long and your chin a little bit tucked in. And when you're ready, you can close the eyes or just gaze softly down at the floor and start to connect with your breath, breathing naturally in and out through the nose. As we start to prepare, let's tell our mind that any worries, concerns, ruminating thoughts can wait for us outside the door. No, they'll be there when we're done. So we can use this space to cultivate single pointed concentration. So in your next breath in, you're going to take a deep inhale in, pause at the top, and then exhale, push your layer out. Good. Again, inhale, deep breath in, pause at the top, and then exhale, exhale, exhale all the air out. Last time, deep breath in, pause at the top, and then exhale out fully. Good. Now return to normal breathing. And we're going to start a body scan. Make sure our body is nice and settled down. So you're going to bring your attention down towards your feet and toes. Notice what's in contact with the ground. And on your next exhale, allow them to release, to find a place that can settle into. Now scan your lower legs and knees, all settling down, all relaxing. Scan your upper legs, your hips, and any pockets of tension, release them with your next exhale. Allow your belly to relax and the lower ab to energetically pull back towards the spine, supporting your upper and lower limbs. Notice the chest rise and fall as you draw the breath in and out, allowing your collarbones to spread open while your shoulder blades slide down your back. Now turn towards your backside and scan your spine from the tailbone all the way to the top of the head. Allow it to grow long like a pillar. And let your arms and hands and fingers rest. And do any micro adjustments you need to. Notice the back of your neck and head. Travel towards the top of your scalp, towards the front of your forehead. Letting your next exhale release any grooves or creases on the forehead or in between the brows. Allow your jaw to relax, the mouth soft, the tongue settling in its palate, and the eyes resting in their sockets. Now slowly return back to your breath and notice where you sense it the most. At the tip of the nose, the upper chest, or in the belly region. And wherever you sense it the most, try to anchor your mind there for the next few breaths. If your mind starts to wander away, just slowly bring it back to this area you were anchoring it. Feel glad you caught your mind wander and return it back. And as the mind starts to settle even more down, allow any outside sounds or noises to start to fade into the background. Know that they're there and it's fine. You can return back to your breath. Now that our body and mind is more settled, let's call to mind that object we're going to hold at the center of our mind, whether it's a teacher or a symbolic word or symbol. But make sure it's elevated and it warms the edges of your heart. And as you have this object in your mind, start to crystallize it even more, noticing its details, its edges. its colors and shapes and forms. And as it becomes even more fine, try to see if you can place your mind in one piece of detail of it. Maybe if it's a teacher's, the twinkle in their eye, or if it's a symbol, something particularly that you're drawn to. If your mind starts to feel dull or sleepy, try to press your mind on the inhale. And if your mind starts to get carried away into a story, bring it back and press it on the exhale. And rejoice you caught it. Come back to your object. Reconnect with it. And keep bringing your mind back to its details, whatever it is. Keep getting into the feeling it has in your heart. And then very slowly rejoice in the effort you're making in practicing single pointed concentration. Say thank you to the object you invited into your mind for supporting you and staying on it as long as you could, whether it was just for a little bit or even longer than you thought. It all counts. And then let's slowly start to prepare to return. Start to notice your breath again, the edges of your body, your mind. Start wiggling toes and fingertips. And then at your own time, when you're ready, you can very slowly start to flutter the eyes open and become aware of the room around you. And feel free to do any stretch you need. So thank you for practicing with me today. That was a single pointed concentration. Remember that any effort, it's good effort altogether. It all counts. And it gets easier every time you do it, even if it's just for 5 minutes a day or 10 minutes. And you just take your time little by little and know that as you continue to practice, you're going to start noticing the subtle changes in your mind, how things that perhaps bothered you in the past don't no longer bother you anymore, how you're able to concentrate much better in your activities and even recall facts or things in your memory that you need to keep in your mind. So notice all those tiny little details. They're all important and rejoice when they happen because that those are clear indications that the meditation is working for you. So I wish you have a wonderful day and see you next time. Bye.